Mic check! Occupy Staten Island, station!
We would often have people who had a variety of unusual views. What occurred to me this guy obviously was unhappy about something. And it occurred to me, all this talk about the 99% and the 1%, if it weren't for the American news media's fascination with anybody on the left, they would actually be the 1/10 of 1%. His candidate. Signed it, then it wouldn't have worked. And if I hadn't passed it, it wouldn't have worked. So it did take a bipartisan approach to get the country moving again. And I suspect we will try to create. Every Democrat who likes paychecks, we're going to welcome aboard. Every Democrat who likes American energy, we're going to welcome them aboard. Every American who believes in the Declaration of Independence, we're going to welcome them aboard. Principles that work versus principles that fail. When we come to the last great piece. The fact is that there is a values difference that is the widest, I believe, has been in American history. I come from a very simple background. I believe that America is an exceptional country.
Yes.
Three-part question, which is, I think your idea about the debates is a fine one, and I think that would be outstanding. Would you agree to at least some of those debates, including independent or third-party candidates, if only to produce more of an ideas factory for the American electorate to judge from?
No.
And second,
let me just be clear here. Any third-party candidate is an assistance to Obama's re-election. There should be no third-party.
You know better than anyone, I'm sure, the president had appointed this deficit reduction committee headed by Bowles and Simpson. I'm wondering, what were your impressions of their specific recommendations, and which, if any of them, would you have supported?
Don't you put your hand on me! I gotta get my bag. You mind if I get my bag? I got to get my bag.
Go on the street. Go on the street. Fuck the street. Not here. Go on the street.
What an idiot. What an idiot.
Go on the street.
County parks that way!
No, because this is...
Get your hands off me! Why
don't the rest of us allow the drama to work out with our attention?
Nazi rally, Newt!
What's your question? What's your question? Asking for a question. What's your question?
It was a great event. And this is what we think about Obama. Again, about Obama. Obama is compared to Reagan, the keeper. This is the real meaning of the abbreviation Obama, one big ass mistake. Then this is what we belong to. And we love George W. Thank you, George W. Bush. And the real presidents do not apologize for their country. And guess what? Real first ladies are always proud of their country. And lastly, somewhere in Kenya, a village is definitely missing its idiot. I mean, idiot. Okay, let's go.
I didn't make it for this particular work, but I heard it was awesome.
I mean, it just gives you a lot of pride to be with others.
Thank you.
So what exactly are you protesting?
Everything.
Like what?
Everything that's wrong.
Today,
Who are
Newt
you?
Gingrich.
Okay.
Newt Gingrich has bad. Yeah, who are you?
He's just a person.
It's okay. It's a public space. I can shoot whatever I want. As you know, right?
NRA.
You know how it works. Yeah, watch out, watch out, watch out. Be careful.
But before we talk to him, would you like to tell us
Yes.
what you're filming for?
Just filming. I just like getting.
He's just trying to rile people up. So the
I
best
was-
thing that we can do, the best thing that we can do right now is what Jim said, is not to pay attention to him because he's an instigator saboteur.
I'm a saboteur. How about if I'm just I saw this guy over there, so I was at this event. So I heard Newt Gingrich's view, and I want to hear your view. What do you think? Why are you protesting Newt?
Well,
If you don't mind my asking, of
I
course.
think one of the direct things that he's
Look at the Occupy Wall Street website. Do you know?
could be armed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Occupy Wall Street.
That has a lot of main reasons. But me personally, like he did make this like clear claim that we don't bathe, that we don't have jobs, right? Well, actually, the Tea Party, which put on this event, there was a report that said about 58% of the Tea Party is unemployed, when only about 24% of the Occupy movement is unemployed. So I think it's really interesting that they're telling us to get jobs and take baths. What we're protesting is anti-worker politicians who seek to take away whatever benefits the working classes got from the hands of the rich over the last 100 years. What he represents.
So are you against rich?
I'm against people stealing from the working class.
But
and that's how you become rich. You steal.
You don't believe that you can actually make money in honest way? What about? What about?
He's busy stopping you from speaking. That tells you
What?
you're not even a reporter.
Right.
No, I'm not a reporter. I didn't say that I'm a reporter. I'm just, a citizen. Like I said, this guy, he was in the van over there. I was shooting Newt Gingrich, and now I'm videotaping you guys. I was on the way out.
From the NRA jacket that you wouldn't be in support of the 99%.
Do you support the 99%?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. And I'll explain.
You
why.
don't support the majority of this country.
Well, it's not the majority. You know that.
You don't support the 99% of
Well,
this country?
first of all,
Like,
okay,
we're not saying supporting occupiers. We're saying, do you support 99% of the country? The lowest 99%.
Where did it? Okay, here's my point.
Do you?
Oh, wait,
Do
hold
you
on.
support the
Hold
lowest
on.
99%
Let's
of the country
define. Let's define 99% you're referring to.
99%, let me define it for
Yes.
you, is everybody who
Yes.
makes 99%. All right, so you have 100%, right?
Yes, 100%, exactly.
So if you have 100 people,
Yes.
one of those people is the 1%, and the 99% is
I
everybody
know
else
mathematics.
makes less than that. Do you?
I'm a college graduate, but let me. Okay, but let me ask you this.
Fine.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When it comes to paying taxes and when it comes to creating jobs,
Yeah.
this 1%, who pays taxes? I mean, do 99% of Americans?
Who works? Who puts on the lights? Who makes shit? We do. Not them. They just facilitate. And why can't we facilitate our own shit?
Do you want to become rich? Let me ask you this.
No,
do you,
I don't.
You don't want to become rich.
No,
You're against. Are you serious?
No, I'm all for hard work, and no matter how much I make, I will never take that. I will always give it back. All right.
Give it. Good
And
point.
That's my
Excellent
thing,
point.
And I will never live in a mansion or eat extravagant food or drive extravagant cars when 40 to 90,000 people die of starvation-related disease
Where?
every single
Where?
day.
In this country?
No, all over the world. 40 to 90,000
So how-
people die of starvation-related
And
disease every 24 hours. You understand that statistic?
who's
eating cat food in New York because after you know.
so you're saying they can't get food, just regular food here?
I'm saying
just saying that
40
poverty
to
exists because you laugh
90,000
like it,
people.
you know.
Well,
listen,
the
listen.
reason, yes,
You got ADD? Okay, 40 to 90,000 people,
yes,
human beings,
yes.
die of
Yes.
starvation-related disease every single day, 24 hours.
I agree.
Do you
Why?
understand that
Well,
statistic?
what about
Well, Newt Gingrich?
do people?
Newt Gingrich
Yes.
tells children to get fucking jobs and is
Uh-huh.
complaining that they're being taxed too rich when they have the lowest taxes that their class has ever seen in this country.
Oh.
And why are we poor? Why is this country's economy going down the drain?
Yeah.
Because we're not fucking taxing anybody anymore. Because the rich and GE and all those corporations pay less taxes than illegal immigrants. Undocumented immigrants pay more in taxes than general electors.
So since we talk
That's
about
fucked up.
since we talk about the statistics, you know, I'm sure that 1% of the richest Americans pay 40% of all the taxes. You know that, right?
Number one, so what?
Oh.
99% of the people make 100% of all of the wealth.
Okay,
We're
now
the ones making the wealth. They should not. They should pay more
So-
than that.
so given-
they shouldn't have the ability to make up that much of
So
our tax
given
bracket.
an
They should not exist.
given an opportunity, you will never become rich. So like Bill Gates, the richest man in the world, who started from being nobody, just like you know.
Yeah, he got
So-
really lucky. He did not work.
So
hard.
you're against that?
No,
you're
I'm not against that. I'm saying
but he's the
he
richest man in the
contributed.
world.
He
But wait.
contributed.
But he's the richest man in the world.
No, he's
Don't
not.
you see
He's
contradiction
not
there?
the richest man in the world.
He is the
Have
richest
you-
man in the world.
Have you read anything?
Okay,
No, he's not.
let's
He's
say
not
the
even-
second. Let's say the second, or the top 10 richest
All right,
men in the
number
world.
one,
Yes.
read a fucking book. Number two,
Yes.
Einstein. All right, one of
Yes.
the most smart men who's contributed the most to science, way fucking more than Bill Gates, was a socialist.
So
All right?
you're for socialism.
Now, let's be clear. Let's look at this. Contributing to society and benefiting society does not necessarily entail that you should have a mansion. It just entails that you're a good
So
person.
you're
and you
against
contributed.
mansions. So you would never
Yeah,
live in a mansion.
especially when there's
you would
homeless
never. You
When
would
there's
never,
starving people and there's homeless
never.
people,
You would.
I'm against mansions and I'm against burning down homes.
Okay, now let
to
me
increase the price of the housing.
Now
market.
you brought up this issue with the people die from starvation. You know
Yeah.
that people die from starvation in North Korea, right?
You know, they die of starvation in capitalist Mexico.
Well, do you know?
And do you know
do
that
people-
the majority,
hold on.
the vast majority of deaths, starvation-related deaths, do not happen in socialist countries, whatever that is.
What's the
They
difference
happen in
between-
capitalist, imperialist
What's
countries.
the difference between North Korea and South Korea then? Do people die
They're
from starvation?
different countries. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, because in North Korea they do in fact die from starvation. Nobody dies from
give
starvation
me
in
an
South
actual
Korea.
statistic. How many people die of starvation?
Well,
in North
you gave me
Korea?
the statistics.
I'm giving you a worldwide statistic. What statistic do you
Okay,
have?
do you believe that the
You're
people?
the college grad, right?
Okay,
so
yes.
tell me, how many
Yes.
people die of starvation in North Korea? Or are you just assuming people die of starvation in North Korea? And it's a big amount because you know something.
So-
because you don't have facts, but you assume because you've been,
So you-
warped by this shitty media that's all around you.
With that, I do agree. But
No, you don't, because you are affected by it. You think
How?
you think the media that is perpetrated on you is legitimate media when it's not. The media that taught you that North Korea is bad and America's great. Wait, right? Are you familiar with the
was
idea?
that?
You should have come here earlier. There was about like 30 of us out here.
Oh,
There was more, way more.
yeah, but look, I'm just
Do
trying.
you understand the concept of trolling? Just going to create an argument, not going to learn, right? Because I can tell you're not listening to anything I'm trying to say. You're listening to what you want to say to what I'm saying, and you're just preparing for that.
I wasn't.
You're not here to
I
talk.
wasn't interrupting you.
You were several times, actually. You were like,
Because my battery is almost that's the reason why.
Okay, all right.
And I want to record it for posterity, so to speak.
All right,
When
yeah.
99 movement is gone, and looking back, we will see that it's total total insanity, that what you're saying is totally wrong, but that's okay, you're entitled to a wrong opinion. But getting back to North Korea and South Korea,
Yeah.
I mean, let's forget about I can't tell you the exact number of people who die in North Korea.
No, you can't. You can't tell me shit about North Korea,
hold on.
actually,
We
because
were,
you probably never even read a book on North Korea.
well, look.
You don't understand
Maintain
that.
your cool.
You don't
And the
understand.
best way to maintain your cool is
But-
to
but-
ignore him.
Yeah.
But you know that I was born in the USSR, for full disclosure.
All right.
So I
have
can
many
speak.
friends that were born.
Okay,
in the
so I can
USSR.
speak from first-hand experience
Yeah,
about life
you
behind the
can-
Iron Curtain.
You can just give me first-hand experience of
Yes.
the fact that now
But-
there are more suicides in the Soviet or Russia than there were under the Soviet period. You can tell me that there's more deaths from AIDS and drug overdoses in the Soviet Union than there were under the Soviet regime.
Guess what?
You can tell me that there's a lower quality of life. There's a lower quality of education. There's lower literacy rates in Russia than there were under the Soviet Union.
Let's
you
assume.
can tell me that the majority of labor unions in Russia now wish for a more socialistic and a more labor-run state. You can tell me that, can't you?
Okay.
Because you
How about-
were born in the USSR.
Well, I can tell you the following.
Okay,
Let's
tell
assume.
me.
Let's assume, for argument's sake, that what they are saying is true.
Yeah.
When it comes to the standard of living today in Russia versus USSR.
Yeah, I can
But-
give you about
wait,
7
but-
peer-reviewed studies that
But
will show you
how
that,
about
if
that?
you'd like. I can give you the IP
If we
address.
assume that it's true,
Yeah.
and it's correct, it's only for those who survived the purges.
The purges were 50
million
years ago.
people killed. Gulags existed
yeah,
up
that
until
was a
the
long time ago, and it's
But 50
gulag, not
but-
kulags,
but 50
which suggests you're
but-
not
but-
from the USSR.
But 50 million people were killed, right?
Jake, Jake.
no, like I want to talk to him. Like,
No, Jake.
All right. See ya.
All right. Take care. And remember, you are part of the 99%.
If you think so, I'm part of the United States of America.
Yes, you are.
And that's what matters the most. And it's I'm really sorry to see misguided people like you standing here wasting your time and advocating for poor. This guy doesn't want to get rich. That's strange. I want to be rich. It should be the dream of anyone to get rich.
But you're not as rich as the 1%. You're not the 1%.
No, you're not the
You're 99%. You're the 99%.
When you're out of a job,
How about this?
When you're out
I
of
have
a
my own
job, you'll be
business.
joining
I'm
us.
doing quite well. Don't worry
when
about
you're
that.
out of a job, you'll be joining us. Trust me.
Really?
Not-
I have my own company. I am giving jobs to other people, and I came to this country with $100, and now I'm doing just fine. All right. Well, good luck. Actually, you'll never succeed, but that's okay. See ya. God bless capitalism.